Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0406, signifies a high voltage condition detected in the exhaust gas recirculation EGR valve position sensor circuit. This code arises when the voltage level from the EGR valve position sensor exceeds the acceptable threshold. The EGR valve position sensor, identified in troubleshooting as the EGR VLS, plays a critical role in managing the recirculation of exhaust gases back into the engine. This process allows for a reduction in nitrogen oxide emissions, contributing to cleaner air. The EGR valve is typically mounted on the intake manifold close to the engine, facilitating the return of exhaust gases for combustion. Understanding this code is essential for efficient emissions control and overall engine performance. The DTC P0406 occurs when there is excessive voltage detected in the EGR valve position sensor, indicating a malfunction in the EGR system. The EGR valve position sensor, or EGR VLS, measures the valve position to provide feedback to the powertrain control module, PCM. This sensor's location is generally adjacent to the EGR valve, usually mounted on or near the intake manifold of the vehicle. When the sensor sends a voltage signal exceeding the threshold of 4.88 volts, it triggers this DTC. This diagnostic trouble code is confirmed when the vehicle's diagnostic scan tool identifies this specific fault. Accurate understanding of the EGR system's components, including their roles and location, is vital for troubleshooting this issue effectively. Several factors can contribute to the occurrence of DTC P0406. First, a faulty EGR valve could improperly function, leading to incorrect voltage signals from the position sensor. Second, damaged wiring or poor connections referring to the EGR valve or PCM can produce erroneous signals causing high voltage reading. Issues such as corrosion, frayed wires, or loose terminals should be investigated and corrected. Finally, a malfunction in the powertrain control module, often referred to as PCM, can also result in high voltage readings from the EGR valve position sensor. Thorough analysis of these components will help pinpoint the exact source of the error. The symptoms of DTC P0406 can manifest in several ways, affecting both performance and emissions. One noticeable sign is an increase in exhaust emissions, as the EGR system is crucial for reducing harmful pollutants. Additionally, drivers may experience engine performance issues, such as decreased fuel efficiency, rough idling, or unstable engine operation. These problems occur due to improper combustion caused by faulty EGR functioning. Furthermore, the illuminated check engine light on the dashboard indicates that there is a fault that requires immediate attention. Not addressing DTC P0406 can result in further engine complications and elevated emissions levels. The initial step in troubleshooting DTC P0406 involves verifying the problem's existence. First, set the vehicle to the on mode, which allows the vehicle's systems to power on without starting the engine. Then, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to monitor the EGR valve position sensor's voltage. It is important to check that the voltage is above the threshold of 4.88 volts to confirm the problem is valid. If the readings meet the required conditions, the failure is reproduced, allowing temperature tracking for further troubleshooting. If not, intermittent issues or loose connections may be affecting the system. Conduct a thorough inspection of relevant wires and connections at the EGR valve and the PCM to identify potential issues. Moving on to the second step, begin by turning the vehicle off to safely conduct the next actions. Disconnect the EGR valve's 5P connector to isolate the sensor from the circuit. After this disconnection, turn the vehicle back to the on mode. Your next task is to measure the voltage between designated test points, specifically between number 2 and number 3 terminals of the EGR valve's 5P connector. This measurement should ideally read around 5.0 volts. If this condition is met, it indicates that the EGR valve sensor is functioning improperly and replacement is warranted. Conversely, if the voltage is significantly different, proceed to the next troubleshooting step for additional diagnostics. In this final step of the troubleshooting process, again, start by turning the vehicle off. Use the HDS to jump the short circuit SCS line, an important procedure for ensuring accurate diagnostics. Next, disconnect the PCM connector C, specifically the 51P connector, to prevent interference during testing. The next critical action is to check for continuity between test points linking the EGR valve 5P connector and the PCM. This will involve examining continuity between number 3 of the EGR valve connector and number 31 of the PCM connector. If continuity is confirmed, the wiring is intact and signaling is functioning properly. In this case, consider updating the PCM software or substituting a known good PCM. Should the DTC disappear with these corrections, the issue is resolved. If not, repair any identified open circuits in the wiring. After completing the necessary repairs associated with DTC P0406, it is crucial to perform a final verification. Begin by conducting a test drive of the vehicle to assess overall performance and ensure that all systems function correctly. During the drive, monitor the system for any recurrence of the DTC. An absence of the P0406 code after the repairs indicates successful resolution of the underlying issue. Additionally, observe other parameters related to engine performance, such as fuel efficiency and emissions, to confirm the EGR system operates as intended. Conducting this test drive is key to validating the effectiveness of the repairs made to the EGR system. Preventive maintenance plays a crucial role in averting issues like DTC P0406 from developing into costly repairs. Regular inspection of EGR connectors and wiring should be prioritized, looking for signs of corrosion or wear that can lead to failed connections. Moreover, maintaining clean and secure connections ensures reliable sensor performance. Another important step is to routinely verify that the powertrain control module software is up to date, as manufacturers often release updates to improve sensor communication and performance. Regular maintenance checks will enhance the reliability of the EGR system, thereby helping to maintain optimal emissions control and engine performance. To conclude, DTC P0406 indicates high voltage readings from the EGR valve position sensor, signaling a malfunction that requires prompt attention. Thorough troubleshooting steps must be taken to identify whether the EGR valve, associated wiring, or the PCM itself is at fault. A successful resolution often involves replacing the EGR valve or repairing said wiring. Moreover, implementing regular preventive maintenance ensures the EGR system continues functioning effectively, reducing the likelihood of similar DTC occurrences in the future. Understanding these aspects not only aids in efficient troubleshooting, but also enhances overall vehicle performance and emissions management. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.